Sundry's Fiber Podcast. I'm Devin.
I'm Lauren.
And I can be found on Instagram as Devyn_no_loose_ends.
And I'm Lauren Up Stitching.
You. And we're on episode 20. Ah! And we're almost to 50 subscribers, guys. So if you're new here, please like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff.
Yes.
And if you've been here, thanks for being back.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
We're going to be doing a giveaway if we hit 50 subscribers. We will decide what we're doing and have updates next week. And once we hit 50, we'll have like a comment or a contest of some kind and do a giveaway. So it'll be a lot of fun.
And we talked about it. So whoever wins the giveaway will be able to sort of like decide if they want a cross-stitch oriented gift thingy or a knitsy crochet oriented gift thingy.
Yeah.
So we're going to work with that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah. Lots of figuring to do.
We have to actually like focus on something, which my brain is not capable of lately. So
no. My brain is like wedding, house, wedding, house, wedding, house, wedding, house.
Wedding. Work sometimes.
Oh, work. Yeah, work got to me. Work got to me bad this week. I got a little insane. Intensity went through the roof.
Oh, yuck. No.
Yeah, no, not fun. Not fun. But you know what was fun? Camping in the rain.
Oh, yes. That sounds super fun.
I get excited when I get to like deal with a problem in the woods. Like, I don't know how to explain that. But like, I watch a lot of like bushcraft style YouTube videos. And so I really enjoy like learning how to build a lean-to, because I don't know, maybe one day I'll be in a survivor scenario when the zombie apocalypse happens, and I'll be the girl who just knows how to build a shelter.
And you'll ruin your hands in the process.
Yeah, I got really bad rope burn, guys. Really, like, it was so bad that for the first couple of days after camping, so Memorial weekend, and then probably for the first 3 days, I could not touch yarn, could not stand the feel of yarn, because my hands were so just, it wasn't that they hurt. It wasn't even that they hurt. It was that there's so much skin, like, just, like, and that sounds really gross, but it was just, like, you know, like, if you got sunburn and you're peeling, it was, like, snagging on all of that peeling skin. And it just, I hate that feeling.
Are just raw.
Well, by the time we got back from camping, it wasn't too bad, but while we were camping, because it happened on day 1, so it happened Friday. Oof. So Saturday and Sunday were miserable. By Monday, my hands were usable. But by like Tuesday, Wednesday, I still couldn't tolerate just the feel of yarn, because it was snagging on all the like
little blisters,
skin shit. Like you can kind of see like right here, this was one really bad. This was one.
Her hands look a mess.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. I might need to like, I don't know, do like one of those like hand scrubs.
Ooh.
To like repair some damage.
I've been trying. My sister and I are thinking about what we want to do for our summer vacation, and we think we're going to just do a staycation. But I don't know if I trust spas yet. But goddamn, do I want a massage so bad? I just want somebody to like scrub me and then lather me in oil.
I feel like if you know of a good spa, because I don't know spas at all.
Me neither.
But I think there's one in Frostburg that Lizzie went to. I can see if I can find the name of it, but they're like pretty clean.
Yeah, if they're taking the right precautions, and we're both vaccinated and everything, you know, so it's not like a big deal. But I want to do that. I want to spend the whole time stitching. We want to take a road trip up to Pittsburgh. That's gonna be our entire vacation. Is just taking a week off to just do little tootly shit that we don't get to do on a daily basis.
So how come you're not going anywhere?
It's hot. It's hot, and she doesn't feel like she can take a whole week off. So we're probably gonna do like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing.
Okay.
So and in September, which is always, we usually do one in April for her birthday and one in September for my birthday, and that kind of works out nicely for work. In September, we are taking a big one. So,
okay.
So we're just gonna take a little. Where are you going in September? Probably DC.
Ooh.
And just staying down there and eating at really good restaurants and going to lots of museums and going to lots of shops and just enjoying DC.
Ooh.
Because in September, DC will be actually bearable.
Yeah,
Because
right now it's terrible.
You can't go to the city in the heat. You just can't.
No.
So it'll be really great, and we might even do drive into DC, take the Amtrak up to New York, and spend a couple days up there, and then just.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
So we've done the train trip to New York a couple times, and it's always freaking great. I love it. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Camping's probably my vacations this year because the whole saving dollars.
Yeah, you're saving dollars. You can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing. You can't go to. We went to Celtic Fest, which was it's a really fun thing here in Friendsville, Maryland. If you're in the area, come to Celtic Fest. It's super fun. They have Highland games where they throw the big log and do all this like crazy stuff, and they have bands and the traditional pipes and drums and Irish dancers. Super fun, super great. It was really small this year because it was canceled until March, and then they just planned a thing really, really quickly. And
oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so they got it together. They did a really good job, and then it was this Saturday. Thursday, they had 6 vendors pull out.
Oh no!
Can you believe that? Just like the beer vendor just said we're not showing up, and of course you can't replace that very quickly. Yeah, that takes permits and all this stuff, so they couldn't replace that person. But they and they had a food vendor pull out. It was like a mess.
Oh man.
I don't know why that happened, because I know the Celtic Fest has gone on for years and has always had good.
I've heard it's always been a really good turnout.
It's always a really good turnout. They're not like it's not their first year where they just kind of didn't get their shit together or were like unreasonable to work with or anything like that. They're always like excellent people to work with, and so I don't know. Pandemic, who knows what the hell.
Maybe there's like more complications from COVID than we know.
Maybe, and that could be something. It could be something with permits or who knows.
Yeah.
But so it was kind of small this year, but they had a really, really good turnout, and they had an British tea shop come and set up a thing, and I spent way too much money there. I went back 3 times and bought shit. So you can't do that. You can't go to Celtic Fest and keep going to the tea cart and buying more stuff.
No, probably the only festival I'll go to is Apple Harvest Fest because that one is the cheapest festival. There's no admission, and then the vendors are all flea market and not crafters. So the flea marketers are always pretty cheap compared to the crafting vendors.
Yeah,
so
I
will probably go to Apple Harvest this year.
Yeah. Get apple butter too.
Yeah, I usually get a case of their apple butter, and I can justify that cost. And then usually a jug or 2 of their apple cider.
Yeah. Ooh. Man.
Can't wait
for fall. Now I'm hungry.
Oh my god, I'm starving. I did not eat breakfast this morning. I kind of just got distracted and was busy getting away. I was trying to make this headband work. Like, look how cute this is.
Look how cute that is.
I'll take it off for just a second and show you guys. This is not a new finish. This is something I've had. I think you've seen it on the podcast before.
Oh, yeah, you've worn it before.
I wore it on the one I did without you. On the one.
Oh
where,
yeah.
But this is
Don't you do that.
a knitted headband that I don't know the name of the pattern. Don't know any details, but I have it on my Ravelry. So if you go look me up as No Loose Ends on Ravelry, there's a project page for this.
It's super cute, and it looks
super cute.
And you're like trying to style your bangs, and I think headbands.
I'm really struggling with. I actually usually struggle pretty hard with headbands. They don't stay on my head. This one, perfect. It is a little big, but it ends up
with your voluminous hair.
Yeah, it ends up working out like that. It can hold my hair, but yeah, it's just kind of like it might be all floofed now, but
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's my cute little. Pop my ears. So I don't know. Probably don't. I've messed it all up and can't get it right now, but it is really cute. And I wear this headband all the time when I clean.
Oh,
I'll pull my hair back and I just use it to keep the bangs back, or even before I had bangs, I just wear it to keep the little fuzzies and flyaways and stuff. Yeah, it's the only headband that I have that stays on my head because all the others I've bought, like any store-bought headband that's like a round thing, I think they're like too tight because they just end up like mushrooming on my head and then pinging off.
Just slowly.
I think I have a massive noggin that just like the headbands just don't work. So
Whereas I have all these headbands and I have a tiny noggin but no hair anymore.
Yeah.
So all these problems can be solved by shaving your head. Never
No.
forget that.
No, not gonna do it. I actually like my hair. Now, I love my bangs like this. Like I
do.
really struggled with the bangs, but like today's little look is
It's a good look.
It's super
It's
cute.
very cute.
Except my bow is a little floppy now. Whatever. Whatever. Fluff up. Fluff bow. Fluff. So anyway, we're a knitting podcast, and I guess we should probably like stop chatting and actually get to the thing. You, I believe, have a finish.
I do have a finish.
I do not. I have hair. So the problem with long hair is sometimes like my hair gets caught in my armpit. Like look at that. It's like stuck in my armpit now. So that happens.
I used to slam my hair in the door. That was in the car door. Like
that sucks.
Alright, so this is this is my finish.
I love it. Look at this thing. I love it.
It turned out pretty good. There's definitely, so this is the pattern is Project Bag by 3+ Crochet. And I did this intarsia here on the front is called
really
Rosa.
I'm like mesmerized by it.
It's free and it's by I keep looking down here before I think Mariella Lily on Ravelry, and it's just a free little chart to do this rose print, and I did it on both sides because it was reversible, so it worked out perfectly.
So unzip that sucker.
Okay, so there are things I could have done better. We're learning all the time. So there's it unzipped. Has a good size bag. I'm thinking about putting a line.
I'm showing your floats.
Hey, you show my floats? Look how good that looks. So one of the things I did that I should correct in the future is my zipper is actually a little longer than the number of stitches I allotted. I should have put probably a couple more stitches on the end just to keep my zipper from bubbling like this. Mm-hmm. But that is so minor in the scheme of things. Yeah. I have a very functional bag. This is my first intarsia crochet test, and it looks great.
I love that it's like fully reversible.
Yeah. I think it's great.
I think it's great.
And so this, I've seen a couple other charted patterns of things like just doing fun designs in sweaters and things like that. And I totally feel like I could tackle that with this. And it was a little project. I got something useful out of it, and I learned a ton of skills. So I'm super excited.
You could make one of those, like, if this was just a little smaller, the side bags.
Oh, yeah.
This would be the perfect thing.
It would be the perfect thing for something like that. And I'm not kidding you. This method of putting a zipper in, much better than trying to sew. Never sew again. Just make it part of your crochet. Like, just do, or you're knitting. Like, just get it started with a piercing hook, and then go.
Let me see. Oh, I dropped it. So, I feel like what people might not be able to see is like there is no like holes here. It is solid.
No.
It's, I mean, like there's the normal like crochet holiness, but it's not like you could put pretty small stuff in this and it's gonna stay.
Yeah. Mary was over this weekend and she asked if I was going to line it so that I wouldn't lose like stitch markers and things in there. And the reality is when I put my projects together, I always have a notions bag. So I didn't worry about that too much. I did worry about things catching the floats inside. Nothing should fall through this. Like the whole, it's nice and tight. There's nothing should fall through that. But I do worry about something like catching the floats on the inside. But that's pretty minor.
If you did this in wool instead of acrylic, those floats would felt.
Yep.
And that's where you wouldn't have to worry about that. But because it's acrylic, you might have that problem. I don't know if I'd worry about it too much.
I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I think I'm not a person that like rips stuff out of the bag, so I should be fine.
Yeah.
But that's a really good point. Is I just did this in acrylic because it was what I had. It was a test project. It was just something fun to learn with. But if I had done it in wool, none of this would be a problem.
Yeah.
So thinking about what you want your materials to do is like an important part of picking what you're using.
Yeah. If you did this in wool, you could even do, like pre-felt it. Like you could wash it in a washing machine and like felt it so that it have to be 100%, no nylon, no superwash.
Yeah.
And it'll felt. And then like your design will still be there, but you won't see individual stitches anymore.
Yeah, it'll just kind of meld together into a. That's really cool.
And it'd be like a sheet. It might even stiffen it too.
Yeah, it might actually. You're right that it might make it a little more.
That's my belly growling.
She's hungry.
I am
Feed
hungry.
this child.
Well, like I said,
so that's my finish. I'm super happy with it. And
I love it.
I need to get a picture up on Instagram, but I'm lazy and putting together. I like the process of putting together pictures.
Listen, your pictures take effort.
I'm
like, I took a picture for Instagram the other day, and I'm just like, I used to try so much harder for them, and now I'm just like, I stacked up the yarn so you couldn't see the nightmare behind, and I'm just like, let's try to like hide this nightmare, and it's whatever.
The
imperfect lighting, whatever.
My problem is, so we'll do like on Sunday, I'll be like, Sarah, she has a much better eye than I do. Let's take some pictures. And I get everything together and we take some pictures. And I do like the process of putting together pictures. I like the process of like fiddling and putting my teacup, because I always put a cup of tea, and I piddling and like taking a couple, let's do it from this angle. That's fun. Then I have all these pictures and I'm like, okay, I'll post one tonight and I should post throughout the week. And then come Friday, I've forgotten completely. And I'm like, okay, well, that didn't happen. I guess I'll post this that's now a week old. But whatever. It's the actually getting them onto Instagram that's the problem.
Oh, totally. I have like 3 pictures that I've been meaning to post to Instagram, and I just like don't actually take the time to make the post. I'm really bad about it.
Yeah.
But I like stories more, I think, because stories don't matter as much. Like they don't
stick around.
Well, they don't have to be as picture perfect. I think Instagram feed post pictures, you want that like perfection shot. But stories, it's okay to be a little sloppier, a little messier, a little more me.
And there's definitely something to be said for like a finish. I try and like stage. I like put on some incense and I put my cup of tea and yada yada. But just like an update, sometimes I'll just like put the bag with it and be like, here's what I'm working on, because I'm usually like getting it out of the bag at that moment. I try, so it's a combination of stuff. It's fun, and I'm trying to convince Sarah to share some of her. My sister paints. She paints miniatures. She paints like D&D terrain and stuff like that. And she does really cool stuff. And nobody does that around here. There's like not a community for it. And I'm like, I don't know if you know this, but we have the internet, and you can find communities of pretty great people. She
is so anti-social media, though.
To share your hobbies with.
She's so
I know. She's anti-peopling. But what do you have?
I have barely a whip. So, guys, it's my wedding shawl.
Ooh.
Not much has changed. I put literally 2 rows on it, which is what I said would probably start happening because it's getting to be a big nightmare. But I did
get up in there.
1 row with beads. So like right here where my finger is, if I duck my head, maybe it focuses. I can't tell if it's focused, but whatever.
I can't tell either.
Whatever, there's a bead there.
There's a bead there,
hopefully you guys can see. I got my first row with beads. So right there, the bead. So yeah, the beading wasn't too hard on that. It is slower. It does slow me down. Right here in the middle, there's 2 beads. So yeah. This is the Wild Swan by Nim Teasdale and Annalise Mygard. And I'm using the yarn Blue Brick in the colorway Storm Chaser. And I love this yarn. It is superwash merino, and it is hold it super close. Maybe you can see those sparkles. It is super sparkly.
Gorgeous. I'm loving this fade. You're getting into a color that's like my happy place.
Yeah, it's getting into the darker teal. And it'll end in a dark gray, and it's gonna be great. And I'm gonna probably wear this for a few photos for the wedding. And then if my wedding's gonna be in June of next year, and it's gonna be hella insane hot. So I'm probably just gonna I'm thinking about having a dress form, like as a decor piece.
Ooh, that
and
would
then
be cool.
Just having my shawl hang out on a dress form.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, it's just because like I knit it, and what's the point of knitting it and then only taking a few pictures and then putting it away? I could have it on a dress form, and it could be like beautiful, and like maybe people could have it in pictures. I don't know. Maybe it'll just be there for me to look at. Maybe nobody will care but me.
And who the hell cares then? Because you're the one that matters.
So I'm thinking about having a dress form. I've been looking at them on Amazon. They're like $50, which isn't too bad.
No.
I've also been looking for them on yard sales, but that apparently never happens. People do not get rid of those things.
Yeah, once you have them.
So anyway, that's my wedding shawl. It's a lot of fun to work on. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's this week, because I murdered my fingers, it's been a little tough to work on anything, so my updates are kind of small.
Yeah, that'd be good. We have those times.
And there's been a few, like, I've been on the go a little bit, so with me being on the go, my headband is being stupid. I never should have taken it off. Big mistake. But with me being on the go a bit, I haven't been able to work on the wedding shawl. So,
oh yeah, that lace would be a little hard to do on the run.
Yeah. And even like the Birds of a Feather shawl, which I'll show later, that one also I'm on the lace section. So I haven't been able to update it as much because on the go, and the lace doesn't travel for me as well.
Yeah, so that makes sense though. There's a lot of stopping and starting for late. You don't want to be doing that.
Yeah. I can't get my headband to lay right. It's pissing me off.
I have a whip update.
Taking it off. Fixing this.
It's not huge and it's a little hard to see, but I'm doing it anyway because.
Oh, Whippy Doo.
This is Some of Its Parts Pullover by Sarah Wright, or I Needed Crochet.
I love this thing.
And
Did you pop a stitch?
Pulled a stitch out. Hang on. Can we fix it? Let me see. Hang on.
I read that you should use those locking stitch markers to lock them in place, and that's like your needle minders.
I should. That makes sense.
I saw someone do it on a podcast, and I'm like, oh my god, that would be great for crochet
I just
stuff.
pull a long string up usually, and usually that works for me, but sometimes I snag it. All right, so updates.
Look at how big it's getting.
So I have finished.
I don't know where we're at.
There we go. We'll go to this side. So I have finished the sleeve on this side. It is ready to go. It just needs pieced. So you can kind of, I don't know how to hold it to show. It's here. You can't really see it that much. And it's ready to go. So I have the sleeve on the other side to finish up. And then
So it goes this way, right?
It goes that way, correct.
Yeah.
So there's a sleeve.
So if we hold it back, maybe we can show it better. Like, hold it back against us. So this is going to be the sleeve, guys, right here.
Yep. And so that is done. I've got one more to do on this side. It goes pretty quickly once I start, like, really plowing through it here. And once that's done, it'll start being pieced. So I'm close. I'm close. And this is a super customizable pattern to size, which I really like. So if you are a person that is, you know, has a bigger bust, or maybe a smaller bust but a wider hips, this pattern is fantastic because you can customize pretty much every step of the way.
I love this sleeve. I love that. Like, it's gonna.
That's gonna have like the batwing sleeve.
Does it get any longer? The sleeve does not get any longer, right?
The sleeve does not get any longer.
Okay.
We're that side is pretty much at the point.
Yeah, that's.
There might be like a little like finishing thing.
A little
finish.
Okay.
Maybe like half an inch.
Yeah, it is gonna be cute.
One thing I am a little disappointed in is I have some lot issues, so I have a bit of a color change. But I think one of the issues is some of the yarn is new and some of the yarn has been like out and about for a while. So I'm wondering if just a good wash might.
Do you mean out and about at your house, or out and about like in a store?
Like out and about in a store, in a friend's house, carted around.
Oh.
It might just need a good wash.
It's been handled.
It's been handled a lot. So that could be part of it, but you can kind of see if I hold this up, you can kind of see, kind of like right there, we transition.
I
see it?
can't tell.
It's minimal. It's minimal. I only noticed because I'm working right on it. But so it might not be it's either way, it's not a big deal because it's like, as you said, it's pretty slight, but
Maybe in the sunshine, if we look at it in the
Can you
sunshine,
see
maybe
it
I
there?
could-
These 2 rows versus that.
No.
Okay, never mind.
I
There
don't-
we go. Problem solved. It's not an issue.
Well, I think sometimes looking at things in the sunlight, you can see
Yeah, you can see it more. Yeah.
Usually the camera is where you can see a lot
Yeah.
of it, but I didn't see it on the camera. But
Nice. Doing
that's good. That's good.
So, I'm really pleased with this. It's coming along. I would say at a good pace. It's not a quick. It's not. It's.
It's a sweater, Lauren.
It's a
They're
sweater,
not quick.
And I'm not a tiny person. I can't knit a sweater in a week. I'm not that person.
No,
But,
like nobody does that.
I know. Well, do you remember going to that we went up to make Walker yarns, and she's like, "Oh yeah, one of my employees, she knits all my things because she can make them in a week." And I'm like,
Yeah, because she's this
"Yeah,
big.
she's this big."
Yeah.
But so I'm happy that I'm really happy. And it's so soft. It's coming.
It is very soft. Yeah, I think
I
so
didn't talk about it, but this is Lion Brand Kobu is my the yarn I'm using.
Yeah, I forgot about the yarn type. It's pretty. I know like a couple of shops have like people who do the test knits for them and
their samples and all that.
Yeah, they're samples and yeah, they're really fast, but they're also like usually able to spend some serious time on it.
They're like retired.
They're not
and they have all
working
day.
a 40-hour week and trying to do it.
Yeah.
You know, they have different lifestyles than us, and I think if you maybe weren't doing all the cross stitch too.
Maybe that's a problem. Maybe I should. No,
You're
I
not
like my
no,
projects.
no.
I like my 17 projects.
You like variety.
Yeah.
All right, so I will
Give
show
us another
you
one.
my oldie but goodie.
It's coming.
Birds of feathers.
It's happening slowly.
This is the right way.
It's not happening slowly. It's just happening bigly. There's a big girl.
Let's move it this way so it's like a train, like so you guys can see.
Like a mermaid tail.
It is like so freaking long. I mean, I'm not surprised. It is one of the massive beastly shawls.
It's
So I finished this black lace section. This is the last section. There's a total of 14, 16. I don't remember how many sections now, but I have 3 more to go and then the border.
Whoa!
So I'm getting there. And I have been pretty darn good about doing a section a week. So I'm going to try. I say that and then I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot for that. But I'm going to try really hard to keep up with that. So I hope next week I have another green section done.
This green is so pretty.
It is so pretty. And it is like, when you put your arm under that, it is so soft. It is not itchy. It is so soft. Snuggly. But lots of fun to work on. The lace slowed me down for sure because I was just on the go a bit. I thought I took this camping. I thought I was gonna. It doesn't smell like campfire. Oh, I didn't get it out of the car. That's why. But I took this camping because normally I knit a ton when we go camping because a lot of your time is spent sitting by the fire. But I murdered my fingers and I couldn't stand the touch of yarn for like 5 days.
Sad.
So
I am excited.
I'm not
I'm
looking forward to
excited.
weaving an ends.
For all of these ends.
Lauren, you are excited for the ends? You are a brat. You just want me to suffer.
Yeah, a little bit.
I've decided not to weave them in as I go because I want to Morning Dew Studio, Christina, she doesn't weave her ends in until after she blocks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I've done it before a couple times, and I want to try that because I do think it makes my woven in end a lot neater. So that's why I haven't been weaving in as I go. Especially something like this. Like, I know this mohair is going to grow. Like, this thing has so much freaking stretch to it.
Yeah.
Like, it is going to be massive. Especially because you want this lace to grow. Like, I am tugging on that, and it is going to go.
Yep. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be so pretty.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. Lots of fun. They're soft. The yarns are, there's 3 colors, 2 different dyers. Let's see. The green one is Siren Song. The dyer is Pandius Jewels. I always say it wrong. And then the silver and gray are by Lichen and Lace, and the silver is Silver Fox, and the gray is Soot. And they are so fun, so soft. And even like this is just
oh yeah,
so soft. These are 100% merino. They're not superwash. So this is definitely a fancier knit for me. I love it.
It's so pretty.
It's
so pretty.
And I'm thinking, so if I end up not wearing this as a shawl too much, I think it would make a great like hung on the wall tapestry style.
Oh, definitely.
Or table decor.
It's definitely, anywhere you put it, it is going to be a statement piece.
Yes. So, I mean, I think I will wear it a few times, but I'm also, so I've been watching, I made a list on my watch later on YouTube of 45 yarn room makeover videos. Because I'm looking at a house, and of course I'm starting to dream
of a yarn room.
I specifically searched for yarn room, not craft room, because for me the other crafts are just not as big.
Yeah.
Like,
and they'll tell you to get one of those giant things with the paper rollouts, and you don't need one of those.
I don't need all that. My cross stitch is gonna fit in like 1 to 2 drawers. My sewing is also going to fit in 1 to 2 drawers. I just need room for a little sewing table, which I already have, so I already know how big that is. But I've been watching like all these cool ways to display your knitting that's not just like...
It's not just tapestry on wall.
Yeah, and not just like boring, I don't know. Just, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. Yeah. So I've been obsessively watching people... And then I've also
that's a fun rabbit hole to get down.
It has been really fun. And then I'm watching all these people who are like knitters who have gone down like this. They went from being a massive yarn hoarder to like pursuing minimalism. And it is, I feel so bad for them because I find their struggles hilarious. Like, that's mean. That's so mean. But I'm like I'm listening to them like obsessively worry now about how much yarn they've accumulated, and I'm like, just enjoy it. Like, really? Slow down and enjoy it. Like, don't stress yourself out over it. Maybe stop buying. That would probably be good.
Yeah.
If the space is an issue or the financials are an issue or whatever.
Yeah,
but
don't let your buying hobby put you into debt.
Yeah.
But buying yarn and having a stash and accumulating stuff is a legitimate hobby.
Yeah.
I am a collector by nature. Like, anything that can be collected, I'm out there collecting it. So, let your things make you happy. Like,
I'm listening to these women talk about like how they're trying to downsize and what they plan on doing with all their yarn, and it's like,
and you're like, give it to me, please.
Well, some of them are destashing, and I'm like, I understand why you would want to destash, because maybe you bought something that you no longer love, or something like that's happening.
Your tastes have changed.
Changed. Yeah, I understand that. So I'm not faulting them by any means, but I'm like, this one woman, she was obsessing over like how she has a huge house, but this one cube in one of those many cube thingies, only one cube could actually hold yarn. So she wasn't letting her yarn grow outside that cube. And I'm like, oh, and you're going to go from and like she showed like the before of like the massive stash to trying to get down to that one cube. And I'm like, that seems like really...
That's extreme
excessive and scary, and I don't want to do anything like that. Like,
that's extreme minimalism.
I want one of those vintage glass bookcases, the one where the door opens this way.
Oh yeah.
Not this way. Like, not... How do I do that? I don't know how to move my hands. But the one where the door lifts, like, it lifts up this way.
Mm-hmm.
And they're usually, you can usually find them at various, I see them all the time at various flea markets and vintage places. Yeah. I never see them for cheap. They're always a couple $100.
Those are real antiques.
But I want one. And I'm going to put all my yarn in that because I like that the glass doors, they're kind of sealed. They're not airtight or anything, but they're kind of sealed.
It's a nice display.
And it's a nice display. And I want all my yarn in that. I have plans I have so many plans. Oh, I'm so inspired by all the yarn room makeovers I was watching. There are some cool ideas out there. Let me tell you.
There are some cool ideas out there.
So, What else do you have?
I have one more whip, and for this one I am getting my little card out because it's easy to see. I'm getting my piece of foam board out. Hold my piece of foam board. I actually thought about pinning this out so it was easy to see. So this is this is Le Nom de la Rose by LVN on Ravelry. It is just a charted crochet pattern. Ooh.
I can't see.
Here, let's put it this way for a second. There we go.
Look
It's
at that
coming.
doing. Whoops.
It's coming.
Dropped my.
So
phone.
it has grown about probably 6 inches since you last
yeah,
saw
I
it.
think you had just this tiny little circle.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's coming along. And let me see if I can find the edge of a daisy. So you can see the daisy is kind of starting up here. You can see the 5 petals that have got started there. So it's coming. This is, let me put this way up. Hang on.
Yeah.
Look at those colors. Look at those colors.
It is looking really cute.
I'll definitely have it pinned out next time to really see it because it's so hard to display something that is just so lacy with no structure to it right now. This yarn is
LaRue.
This is by LaRue Crochet. It's hand-dyed cotton, 100% Prima cotton, and there's not really a name for the colors. So the only thing I have is she has numbers, and it's TOI 1338B, and it is really pretty. I think of it like a cotton candy or
it's super cotton candy.
Put the ball up here. So look how pretty that is.
It's
like a sunset over island waters. I don't know. It's just so beautiful.
It is very beautiful.
And I got this dyed to match your wedding colors. So this is a wedding gift. It's going to be on the sweetheart table.
Super cute.
And yeah, it'll probably end up being, we were kind of talking about how the sizing, how it's going to end up. I think it's going to end up being about 2.5 feet wide in total. So it'll be a nice centerpiece.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to keep going, I'll just keep going and make it as big as I want because it's not that hard to do. So I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with how it's coming along. It's a fun stitch. It's pretty potato chippy because it's 8 of these triangular sections. So once I have the first 2 of them done, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
that is awesome. It looks so good. I can't wait. I'm so excited for the wedding. I want to do we can take it down to the fairgrounds and do a practice table.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's fun.
Definitely.
Fun.
Play around with place settings and centerpieces and doodads.
Yes, fun things. So this is a new start. I think I said I wasn't going to do that. Yeah, I suck. But I am keeping true, which way's the front? This is the front. I am keeping true to my Instagram Make 9 challenge. Since I had to update it, which I didn't make an updated post to Instagram, but I updated it in a video on YouTube. So, I ran into problems the past 2 weeks, where I had 2 lace projects, or 2 projects stuck on lace, and I couldn't knit on them, and I needed something for me to take to go. And I was working on the shawl floor by Espastrico, but I since had to frog that because 1, I didn't like my gauge, and then I re-knit it, and then I refrogged it because it's not the gauge. The yarns I have picked out are not working out with that pattern. I can't really go into too much detail as to why. It's just I wasn't liking it. At the end of the day, I just wasn't liking it. I love the colors together, but that pattern was not agreeing with them. So I'm going to continue to hunt for a replacement pattern for those yarns, and I might have to swap out the floor shawl with something else for my Instagram Make 9 because I don't have, when I did that update forever ago, I didn't actually have the yarns I needed for it. I was going to try to make what I have work, and I've tried twice, and it's not working.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
So, not gonna work out. Just need to be replaced. But what I did start was, this is called the First Light.
Oh, look at those colors.
And I wanted to start something with summer colors, and I love these.
Yes. Yes.
Brights.
Indeed.
So this is called First Light, and it's by Vera Valimaki. And this is one of the shawls I talked about replacing one of the shawls on my Instagram. I mean, well, I had several patterns that I like put on there, and then I realized, like, of the 9 patterns I picked out, 5 of them I like didn't have yarn for, and I was going to need to make all these purchases, and I'm like, well, really don't want to spend a ton of money on yarn. Kind of want to try to just use what I have for now. And I showed these 2 yarns in that video. The first yarn, which is the gray with neon speckles, that is by the Lemonade Shop, and it is called Toxic Oreo.
Ooh, that's really pretty.
And her yarn is wonderful. I've knit 2. This will be my second shawl out of it. I've also used it in the crochet tapestry that I did. So that came out really nicely.
Yeah, she does beautiful, vibrant neons.
Neons, yes.
Yeah.
And then the other color, which is it's like a teal and pink.
And a sea foamy.
Really I can hold up this. Let me get the ball out. That's what I'll hold up. Blah, blah, blah.
Let's see balls.
This is Toxic Oreo.
Ooh, so pretty.
And this is...
Yes.
This is by Rose Hill Yarns.
Yes.
Which is, I believe, a Canadian dyer. I love their colorways.
I'm in love with that green.
It is pretty. So pretty. So, this colorway is called Jingle Balls. Unfortunately, you can't get it very easily because it was the Grocery Girls special, like, Christmas thingy club collaboration that they did two years ago. It was a special thing. It was one of my Christmas presents to myself. And so I'm striping these 2 right now, which they don't exactly stripe super neatly, but
it's a subtle stripe. There is a stripe there, but it is subtle.
But I like
the speckling kind of weaves them together.
Yes,
a little bit.
And I like them together.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think they look great.
I was thinking of doing a different pattern. So it's called Loop by Casapinka, and that one would have been like the Toxic Oreo solid and just a few segments of the Jingle Balls. However, I was also still trying to work on not spending money, and I have the First Light pattern and I don't own the loop pattern, so in order to not buy a pattern, I went with one I already have. Also, there's another point I had to make about it. Now I don't remember. It like literally went in and out. Gone.
I thought of it, and now I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple points for why I wanted this. Oh, this shawl, the Vera Valimaki. Wow, that name is hard to say. Is in garter stitch, whereas the loop shawl is in stockinette. And this is my Lazy Town shawl.
Right.
I love garter for lazy stitching.
So I will say, like, from here, you can totally see the striping.
Yeah.
When you get up close,
when I hold it up here.
When you start really examining all the speckling, that's when you kind of lose it.
Yeah.
But from a distance, it totally has the the striping. And as you go and get a little more, I think it'll become a little more evident.
I think it'll become more noticeable. And then there's a big section. I can't show you a color picture, but my pattern has a picture that's in black and white. So it's like, there's the segments of striping. There's a solid section of lace. There's another solid section of the gray. And then there's the striping again. So there's a lot going on, and this shawl will be super colorful and fun.
Yeah.
I knit this before. I don't know if I already said that, but I knit this before for my sister. I gave her one, and I was like so sad that I gave away that shawl because it was so soft and it was so snuggly. And now I'm making myself one.
Yep.
This will be for myself. I've never reknit a pattern, so that's like a new thing.
Yeah.
For other people, I have reknit. There's a few Like, I knit the Find Your Fade shawl, and then someone asked me to knit the Find Your Fade for them, and so I did that. So I did knit the pattern twice, but this is the first time I've knit. I guess this is kind of the similar thing. And I've reknit the same pattern.
I don't think I ever got to see the one you did for your sister, but these colors are so you. You're going to wear this all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wear the neon. I have a neon. I did the On the Spice Market by Melanie Berg. I did that in neons. And so I wear that one like all the time in the spring and fall. It goes perfectly with my teal jacket that I wear all the time. And I love that shawl. It is too warm for summer wear. This one I might be able to get away with in the summer. Although I don't know, because both shawls will have.
You start putting yarn on you in the summer. You're working hard.
Well, I have some that I can wear in the summer, like that are light. But I was just thinking On the Spice Market also used the Lemonade Shops yarn, and both of those, I think it was that main color was like heavy. Yeah. It's merino. I think I got the cashmere base, so merino cashmere nylon, and I think that makes it like, I don't know, it's just fuller.
It's just a warm. It holds in the heat.
Yeah.
And in the summer, you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah. So anyway, love this thing. It's been super easy. I started this 2 days ago and have been working on it as my lazy knit when I didn't have time to work on lace, or maybe 3 days ago when I couldn't work on the laces. But yeah, it has been a lot of fun.
Gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. And I couldn't be happier with my choices. And I feel really good about, like, I wanted a new start, but I didn't go totally off book. I stuck to my make 9. You know, I did what I said I was going to do, which I don't do all the time. Trying.
I did what I said I was going to do after I backtracked on the thing I said I was going to do.
No. Well, I backtracked because of money. I think that's an acceptable reason to backtrack.
No, I think you are doing really great. Like, I think all your projects are really cool. Like you said, you've been on like massive savings thing, but you're still doing fun things that inspire you.
Yes.
Like,
because I have a lot of beautiful yarn that I don't need to buy more for. I do have some that I'm like, this color needs a mate. Like, it needs to go with something. So I will have to eventually lighten my restrictions and allow myself to buy. But for now, I am trying to work off of my Instagram Make 9 choices are all with yarns that I own now. Yeah. So I'm trying to work through that.
Very nice. Very nice.
So that's everything I have. I don't have any acquisitions. And I
have an acquisition.
Oh.
I have an acquisition, so I gotta bring up my tablet here because it's I bought an e-version of it. But so I bought Crochet Foundry is a really great size inclusive crochet magazine. They are I would kind of compare them. They're not as entrenched and widely available as like Pom Pom, but think something like that. That's trying to do a lot of stuff, like, trying to do modern fashion in crochet.
Yeah, they're a very fashion oriented magazine.
Yeah. So I brought their spring 2021, and they have some great stuff. I'm just gonna kind of show you. So it's 7 garments, and
ooh,
love that pink top. Love it. They also do, like I said, size inclusivity. So everything they do goes up to a 5X or a 66 inch bust. So some very cute things, and they give you, one of the things I really like is, so like there's a cute little cardie, and they give you yarn options. So they have everything from like, I'm splurging, really expensive, here's a recommendation, to I'm saving, here is a budget option for this garment. So they kind of can give you...
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
I do too. And they have really, really good instructions and everything, so far as I've seen. I bought this for, let me see if I can get the page to load. I freaking fell in love with the Key Largo top. I don't know if it's going to be my next project. I am super in love with that.
And I can see you wearing that.
I can too. I think though, I saw it, I was like, well, I'm going to get that. But it is, I want to get a garment under my belt that is just about construction. that is just about putting your sleeves and doing your sizing and making sure everything is right. Before I start into the Some of Its Parts sweater is fantastic because it is so size
Forgiving.
But I think I need something that's not almost. Like I need to learn to size for myself.
Yes.
Here is that. This one is, whoa.
No,
Major zoom. Load, please. This is the Riviera tee. That's the one that was on the cover. And it's so cute. I love that little detail at the neckline. The other great thing they do, they have a whole style guide at the end of like how to style this as an outfit. Yada yada.
I love that.
But they also have, let's see if I can get to it. Like just a whole thing of how to adjust the patterns into different things. So if you like this little sundress, how to make it a full dress. If you need to change the ease, they have instructions on that. Just every pattern comes with this extra little bit of, hey, construction's kind of hard, and here's some things you can do to play around with the pattern.
Wow, that's cool.
I know, that's pretty neat. So this one is like changing your sleeve length of the Riviera tee.
I love that.
All kinds of neat stuff. It's a pretty great magazine. It was $15 for the ebook, and you got 7 patterns of really complete work. So I appreciate that. So I'm probably gonna subscribe to that actually. So.
And the size inclusivity is important.
Yeah, it's super important, and I love to support like crochet fashion is I feel like just forcing its way in, you know?
Yeah.
We've gone from granny squares and thinking, oh, well, let's do retro looks. Like that had its phase, and then people were like, okay, like we've done retro looks. Like we've made what, you know, oh, we did a granny square blanket, but it's a sweater. So funny. We did that for a little while, but we're moving out of that.
Yeah.
And so I want to push those voices because that's what I want to wear. I don't want to wear a granny square sweater.
No, I don't want to wear a granny square sweater either. I want modern, cute clothes.
I want modern, cute clothes. And so that's what I'm super happy about that. So it's my acquisition. If you saw anything you like, they have, like I said, there's 7 patterns of really fun stuff. So,
I saw some I like. I need some.
So there we go. That's all I've got.
It's everything I've got.
Look at that. We did it again for another 2 weeks.
I know. We're gonna have to go though, because I am starving. I'm ready to eat your arm.
She's about to like.
My
faint.
stomach has been growling for the last like 3 minutes.
This is a fainting couch. Don't worry, we'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
All right, guys, we'll be back in 2 weeks with more projects and updates. I'm hoping to have an update on my blanket. That's where I'm going to focus while I find yarn and decide on another pattern for a new start. So, but other than that, we'll have different projects and fun stuff to talk about, and hopefully Devynn's hands won't be mutilated.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna focus on, because every time I say it, I do the complete opposite.
No, we can't make promises here.
Well, you do. I don't. I'm the mess. I just do what I want. I'm like, yeah, you know that thing I said I do? Let me just do it. So
anyway, like and comment and subscribe below, because like I said, we're on our quest to 50, and if we get there, we'll be doing giveaways and it'll be so fun. Goodbye. We love you.
Bye, guys.